Ukraine is desperate for manpower in its military as Russia steps up its attacks 2 years into the war. In order to address the problem, Ukraine's parliament passed the mobilization bill that seeks to overhaul how civilians are drafted into army ranks. Now, what this means is that men between the ages 18 and 60 will have to update their personal data, with the military authorities allowing draft officers to easily call them up in any given region. Those of military age would be legally required at all times to carry the registration document. After being mobilized, the bill proposed that all men must undergo compulsory training before being sent to a combat area, while martial law lets draft officers call up men over 27 to fight. A separate measure was signed into law last week by President Zelensky, lowering the minimum age to 25. Now, the reality of the situation on the battlefield was echoed in parliament by a top Ukrainian general who claimed that Russian forces have outnumbered Ukrainian troops on the eastern front.
The enemy outnumbers us by 7 to 10 times. We lack manpower. Pass this law and the armed forces will not let you down. Not only you, but the entire people of Ukraine.
While the mobilization bill, which was passed with a majority of 283 votes in the 450-member parliament, seeks to give the country's military fresh manpower to address shortages, not all Ukrainians are happy with it. The move has angered relatives of soldiers who gathered near the parliament to protest the passage of the bill. Protesters claim that the mobilization bill does not set any time limit for wartime military service.
Чітких термінів служби. Вимагаємо.
Звичайно, це відчай, розчарування.
Of course, I feel despair and disappointment. I know our relatives didn't doubt for a second whether to risk their lives for their country. But the government has been dragging this legislation vote for months. I'm under the impression that no one was even planning to replace the soldiers. Instead of gratitude, their rights are being diminished.
Our boys and girls in the service are very tired. They have been fighting for 2 years and no one is planning to replace them. For rotation to happen, newcomers have to know how much time they'll have to spend at the front line. Undefined mobilization terms mean fighting forever. Without strictly defined terms, no one will join the army.
As Ukraine tries to infuse new blood to replenish its tired troops on the battlefront, the bill will have to be signed by President Volodymyr Zelenskiy before it becomes a law.